Hey there, welcome to episode 53 of Thought Bubbles, Sparkling Insights into Community Engagement. My name is Becky Hurst and I am the author of For the Love of Community Engagement, as well as one of the co-founders of Global Community Engagement Day and a doer of all things community engagement. I want to talk today about kindness and compassion and our ability to work together as a human race in a kind, compassionate, caring way. The reason I'm mentioning this is something that happened on the way to school drop-off this morning, but I'll just flash back to a couple of years ago. I mentioned something similar on my podcast, For the Love of Community Engagement. I talked about how, as a society, as a human race, in the mornings or the afternoons, whenever, we're dashing from place to place in our cars, and I find that the way we're in our cars is kind of a replica of how we are to each other at the moment. We're tooting at each other. We're up behind each other. We're like, "Ugh, get out of my way." Well, at least that's what people are like behind me. We're like getting angry. There's road rage. There's distrust. Like, what are you doing? Just there's this tooting. Like, it's really replica of the human race at the moment. You know, I see it on a global level. We're seeing war on incredible scale. We're seeing distrust of government on incredible scales. We're seeing at a local level communities distrusting each other, people arguing with each other. Social media hasn't helped in any way. We're really seeing just that anger play out and that distrust play out in communities, and we're becoming more and more polarized as a result of that. And the evidence, the research is there showing that this is happening. So what I'm witnessing in my own community, for example, is absolutely what's happening on the global stage. So we've got this anger going on. And what I've noticed in recent weeks here in South Australia, where I'm based, I'm in the country area, and we have lots of little ducks, little mummy and daddy ducks and their little families of babies, and they're trying to cross the road. And what I've observed is the kindness and compassion and working together that humans do whilst we're driving to protect these little ducks. So these little ducks seem to like crossing the road. People are flashing each other, slow down, slow down. The other day I drove past a house that's actually made a sign saying, slow down, ducks crossing. We're communicating with each other. We're working together to find solutions to help these little ducks. It's beautiful. The reason I'm sharing this today is because I just did the school drop-off, and on the way I noticed there was a hazard ahead and people were flashing me as I was approaching, so slowed down. And it turned out it was a kangaroo. I'm really making this very Australian-centric, aren't I? I know people listen from around the world, but this is really what it's like. It was a kangaroo that had been hit by a car, and it was on the side of the road, lying down. It was still alive, and there was a man standing with a towel, holding, protecting it, almost giving it dignity. And I assume kind of just helping it not panic, because it was, you know, a busy road. And this kangaroo was just sort of lying there, very like head up, just looking around. And this man standing with his towel, protecting it. The oncoming traffic flashing each other to slow down. There was a woman across the road calling for help for the kangaroo. It was just a beautiful, apart from the kangaroo, it was a beautiful image of us all working together, really productively, proactively, compassionately. Nobody was shouting. Nobody was distrusting. Nobody was going, no, we don't believe that kangaroo's injured. We were just all working together. And I went and did school drop-off, and I then came back up the hill 10, 15 minutes later, and this man's still standing there with the towel protecting the kangaroo. There was a woman who had arrived. She looked a bit like a vet nurse. I assume they were probably going to have to euthanize this kangaroo because it was probably beyond help. But it was just beautiful to see communities rising, working together, kindness, compassion leading the way, understanding, believing in each other, supporting each other. Let's see more of that. It gives me so much hope and so much, you know, that glimmer of, you know, as a humanity, we haven't lost it. We haven't lost the plot. We have still got that kindness at our core. And we just need to think about how we can replicate that to get it to a global level. It's the kind of utopian world I live in, hope for. Until next time.